ADA compliance has again become a hot button issue for your website, especially if you're in the hospitality or the healthcare industry, right? And here's what's going on. This was something that we talked a lot about 4 or 5 years ago as there was some emerging potential legislation coming out, and then it sort of settled down, and now it is back at the surface again. And what we've seen is a huge increase in the number of lawsuits being filed on behalf of potential plaintiffs. And I say potential plaintiffs because there is not a lot of teeth in the law right now, but there is a lot of opportunity for litigation, right? And what litigation companies, what lawyers are trying to do is make money. And the way they do that is, they file a lawsuit and they say that you're not compliant. And what they're hoping for is a quick win for you to settle out of court. And that's the way things are, right? And so, I don't want to fight the way it is, but I do want to come up with a solution because I've had so many of my clients ask me, how can we just solve this so A, we're protected, and B, we can provide a better experience for people with different levels of ability, right? Because at the end of the day, being available to everybody and allowing everybody, no matter where they're at, to access your website and create a relationship with you is super important. So I've sat through countless demos, looked at a lot of products, and I have settled on recommending one product. A, because it's super easy to install. B, it's AI driven, and that means that no matter what happens with your website, you add pages, blogs, change things, it's always going to be there for you. C, it ends up covering all of the different ability or disability potential challenges that people have. And honestly, I didn't know that there were so many things that we needed to do as developers and marketers to make this happen. And last but not least, it's AI driven. So if legislation changes, right, the platform just changes and you are covered. So easy for me and inexpensive, relatively inexpensive. It's like $500 a year for most websites to be completely covered and have a compliance certificate issued is worth it to me. Let's take a look at one website that I just installed this on for a client. And so this falls into their basic range. It's $500 installation. And the product's name is Accessibility, right? And if we're looking at the site here, you'll see that once you install it, it comes up on every page of the website. And you can place this accessibility panel anywhere on the website, bottom corner, top corner, left or right. And it's also completely brandable with your colors. But here's what it does. It allows people with seizure issues, visually impaired, cognitive disability, ADHD, blind users, and keyboard navigation users to toggle on and off their access levels very quickly. It also provides endless content adjustments and color adjustments, as well as different orientations, turning things on and off. It's super comprehensive, easy to use. And here's what's nice, right? Once you put it on your website, you have this compliance statement status document that is created specifically for your domain. And a lot of these lawsuits that are going on, here's what they do. They use a crawler, just like I do, and it goes out and it finds sites that aren't accessible. And that's, puts you in the list of potentially being a litigant and defendant in one of these things. But if they come through your site and they find that you're in compliance, they just move on. They're looking for easy wins. And so for me, this serves both masters. It serves the people that need the help here to access your website, and it also prevents, that litigation piece. Last but not least, I just want to say that this is a simple, easy to use solution that is really sweeping through the hospitality industry right now for sure. It's just become the de facto best way to cover yourself. And works really well on mobile, has no impact on your SEO. And if you want to learn a little bit more, I did an interview with the Accessibility people, and I'll put a link to that down below. But you'll find a link how to get to the website and get yourself set up. Your web developer is going to be super happy that you went this direction, because it's easy for them to set up. There's not going to be any sort of complicated website development. And there's even a WordPress plugin that makes this like a one-click install, and then you just need to set up the branding colors, right? That's where most of the time takes place here. So that's what I wanted to show you here today in terms of accessibility, ADA compliance, accessibility. And last note, if you are in the UK, Europe, outside of America, there are also accessibility laws in place, and this will help you cover yourself. Litigation is not as prevalent in Europe as it is in the United States. We're so happy over here, that's just the way it is, but doing the right thing is universal. So if you have any questions, DM me, send me an email. I'm always happy to talk about this. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.